live right now. This is the first time I am trying this, so let's see how this works. So we are, yeah, looks like it's working. I can end the stream here. So I'm using a InQuest VR app called BMXR to be able to do this live stream with you. Here's my weird, awesomely hypermobile hands working. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about the Viverse Open Brush Art Jam and collab between both of them. And you can see all the prizes. I honestly always enter these with the context of just it being a great prompt for me to jump back into something like VR. So you can see some of the different examples here. Some friends are in the mix here, actually. This is great to see some of their work on display. I have never built a world for Viverse, so I thought this would be a great way to jump in. So again, great way to learn a new platform, great way to jump into the pool with other peers. So let's just do it. Let's just get right into it. I have already started and leveraged a piece within OpenBrush, which I'll show you right now. This newer version of OpenBrush actually directly uploads to Viverse, which I think is so cool. So I just signed in just now to make sure I can do that. So as promised, let me show you. This is an older piece that was very much about the theme of home, because that's what this contest is about, is what does home mean to you? So let's talk a little bit through that. So I actually even called this piece Haven. You can see it built right in front of us. It's one of my favorite things about OpenBrush and Tilt Brush in its beginnings was being able to see your piece actually manifest in front of you this way. It was and always and still is magical to this day. And this is my little guy here, my little Portland-based Peter Bun with a little third eye special there. He's taking some very good mushrooms today. And he's feeling all the shrooms focusing in on that third eye. And that's another thing. The treat is being able to bring in models, right? So how did I do that? I'm trying to remember exactly how I brought in my models. It's been a while since I've actually jumped back into OpenBrush, but I spent a good hour and a half the other day essentially remixing this piece. This actually exists. Initially, it existed actually as an NFT, which I definitely don't do any more of. But I did it for a good cause at the time. It was during BLM, and I had made this dedicated to Elijah McClain, who was sadly killed during that period. And I felt like this was a very good space for him. He used to play violin for cats and shelters. And so in the place of where Peter Bun is, there was a giant cat here, and Elijah was playing the violin here. So that had its own piece, right? It was its own complete piece. And now that, fast forward to now, well, actually, I should say I also made it into a VR chat world with just the cat. So it's gone. This is the third iteration of it. The basic architecture of it and the fact that I want it to feel like this geodesic but very natural feeling haven has always been sort of the foundation, and I want to keep that as much as possible. What's obviously very different now is that we have Peter Bun in the middle, who is a champion meditator and a champion of psychedelics and the benefits of being a psychonaut. And so I added this mushroom on the very top. I have some reference images of really beautiful, almost like otherworldly looking mushrooms. So I'm going to add some little pieces here. This will be a nice and short stream. Oh, in fact, I think I already know what kind of surface I want. So I want this. May even be able to build off of that. And what I'm going for are the edges here, but my own version of that. So it just feels very much like it grew naturally from the tree trunks. By the way, it's a very hypnotic thing. And I think a great, if I ever do a class in tilt brush, this will be one of the first things I would do with people in a multiplayer space, which, by the way, brilliantly Open Brush can do now. I've yet to test it, and I would love to test it with friends soon. That a tree trunk exercise would be great, or a tree connecting exercise where multiple people get into a space and they just practice connecting trunks together. Because I think my theory is that you sort of unconsciously learn pieces of the program just in terms of spatial awareness and spatial consciousness. You just start getting a very natural muscle memory out of it. I also opened this up because I wanted it to feel very welcoming, like you're just entering the space from outside. So what I'm gathering in Viverse, and I didn't even explain what Viverse is. Viverse is essentially an open, is it open source? You can use open source apps with it. But it is part of HTC Vive's, I guess, for lack of a better term, their own version of a metaverse. And though that is not the most popular word these days, considering the recent kerfufflery with Horizon Worlds, nonetheless, it really is. Wait, let me see if I can. No, I don't want to repaint that. Just go for a straight up red. I want to see how this looks. I don't love that. So much of using something like Open Brush, by the way, is the taste in regards, well, knowing all the brushes, but also kind of having. So for me, what's good is just like sitting in the middle of it. So like if I'm right about human height. Actually, no, I want to be about here. Dog height. And just sort of taking in the environment and getting a sense of what I want to take away and what I want to add. And oftentimes that is what dictates not only the style, but also the choices of brushes I want to go for. So if I went through this, you'll see. And apparently in this new version, this is something I have not touched yet. Is it the more options section? Where is it? No, it's at the bottom here. Plugins and scripts. That is brand new to me. And what I love about this, where is that new window? Oh, there it is. Check this out. Because I used it actually for the bottom here. So before I say anything else, obviously Peter Bun Bun has not been made in Open Brush. Peter was sculpted in an iPad app called Nomad Sculpt, which is kind of my tool of choice for making my characters these days, aside from Gravity Sketch. And I was going to say that this can be exported as a GLB file, which is a very popular 3D file to be exported in because it takes in all the textures, the shaders, the colors, everything. And you don't need any additional doodads. And you can import it straight into Open Brush. Pretty much the way I intended it to be, which is, I gotta tell you, that's freaking awesome. So let's just even take, for instance, the auto spin symmetry. Now, I love this because this used to be a kind of a trick back in the day. Where is it? Where did it go? Wait, let me see if I can take any brush here and go to town. Where is it? Auto, okay, oh no, auto lathe. Is it working? There it is. Okay, so the middle of that is here. See that? So depending on where, so technically the lathe is here. Oh no, it's like, but very quickly, depending on where I put the paint, it will start making these like giant galactic circles. Wait, where is the middle? Is it here? Ah, right there. Okay, so I can move that. I can move that to the middle here. Let's get rid of those other pieces. Get right back in the center here. Okay. So if I start painting, is it going to know? Oh, it's still starting for the middle there. Okay. Speed. Okay, so I can play with the speed. Cool. Those are seriously interesting parameters. So I'm guessing if you had the coding know-how, you could make your own little bespoke, for lack of a better term, I guess these are almost like special effect brushes. I'm going to get rid of these guys again. Well, actually, let's just undo. What's another one I want to try here? Ballistic missiles. That's pretty funny. Wait. So it just like goes into the middle distance there. I guess that would be fun for a... Let's try it. You know what? Let's try it. For a quick little waterfall action. How about that? And again, this is the thing about using the right brushes, right? Obviously, I'm using this because it has this like forward motion. But how about if I did, well, let me see, how would smoke feel going down there? Let me do white so it's a bit more foamy. Yeah. Like that. I want to do, then I'll take that off, take the ballistic missiles off. So I imagine there is probably an Open Brush Discord where people are making things for this. That's just my feeling. And if they are, I applaud them because I'm not sure if I would know how to go about it. So let's just make some. Cool. Then I'll take all that, bring it into the space. See how that works. Ooh, it's a little too smoky. Where would I want to put it? So here's where I got to be a little careful, like not overdoing things. Where does it feel kind of... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make sure that it is... Whoops, not that. Maybe right around there. Let's see how that feels. I was trying to group it, by the way. I'm forgetting how to group things. It's been a long time, like I said. Select all, repaint. They made some really good choices for how to add, because if you had originally seen the original Tilt Brush, UI, this is still very simple, but they have definitely group selection. There it is. Okay, so let me group that selection. Good. Or is it better behind Betty Bun Bun? Does that make the most sense? Let's try that. Maybe? Oh, so before I forget and get too lost in the weeds here, do you want to say that the part about the theme of this jam that I'm resonating with most is, well, what is the meaning of home to you. And I think the meaning of home is being with someone who you feel very close to and can just, it's a place of healing, essentially. Whether or not it's a human, whether or not it's a place, whatever that means to you, I think that's home. And I think, I mean, speaking for myself, hasn't been the easiest of years. And we need to be able to sort of find solace in places like this, whether invented or otherwise. So I'm looking forward to uploading this and providing this as a nice little space for people to not only enjoy, but to feel some sort of healing within. Customize skybox. No, that's still good. Let me play with the lighting here a little bit just to see. I still like the night sky a lot. Oh, space isn't so bad. I like how it turns on and off the lights. That's pretty cute. Black, no. Pink lemonade is... Oh, pink lemonade is really cool if you wanted something to have basically unlit conditions. I kind of love that, but obviously not for this. Well, maybe we can add... Wait, no. Let me get back to my original. See, it's really easy to also get severe ADHD in this space too. So you want to be kind of treat it as methodically as you can. So as you can see here, I can play with lighting. Maybe I want it kind of coming right over. So Peter gets some good lighting. Again, always play with scale as much as possible. Also, I think I want to make this more eye-like. So let's do that before I pack up for the night. Wait, where's the mirror? Set it right there. Beautiful. Okay. It's giving a little bit of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't know if this is a good or bad thing, but you remember the, I don't remember what it's called, but it's that crazy vehicle that basically looks like a giant planet with an eye in it. I guess only 90s kids will get that. Yeah, I don't think I need this. I don't think I need this anymore. So again, sitting in the space, kind of spinning around, scaling in time is very helpful for getting a sense of not only the mood, but again, what you take away and what you retain or what you want to add. Let's get rid of all that. You know what I want to add? I want to add... Whoops. Why is it taking both of them? Okay. There we go. Let's add a little flower in Peter's hair. Come on. That just completes it. All right. Oh, before I forget, I'm going to save the sketch. And... oh, let me get rid of this picture. I'm relatively happy with the way... these could be thicker. I would say that. But I'm not going to bore you with all the mundane details that I'm going to work on next. But trust that I will upload this. That's the next thing I get to do. So see, that's as easy as that. Save and upload sketch. I'm very curious as to how this will look. This is a GLB that actually has animation in it as well. So I'm wondering whether or not that will carry over into Viverse. That should be very interesting. So we'll see. At least I think this does. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe in my fantasies, Peter is breathing beautifully. Regardless, he's having a good time in this space, as you can tell. Very serene. He's got a nice little skylight here. Yeah, and that's all I have to say about that for now. But I hope you enjoyed this little peek into what home means for me, and hopefully it resonates for you in some way, shape, or form. All right, all. Signing off. Hopefully I get to do this again because I kind of love doing live streams this way. All right, take care, everyone. Have a great week.